Vamsi vibhushitakaranavaniradabhat pitambadarunabimba phaladharostat Krishnendu sundaramukha netrat Krishnat param kimapi tattvamaham na jane. Om Shri Krishnaya Namaha. Welcome to the scripture class. And today, as you see, I am in Toronto. Last time I couldn't do the thing, and I did from San Francisco last time when I told the story of Swami Kripamayananda, how he made that great temple, the first Hindu temple in the West, and how the fatal days he had sacrificed his life for the sake of his life was sacrificed for the sake of Vedanta in the West. Uh, mm, we could see the place where he made the hall and how he was giving a talk on that day. And finally, Swami Kripamayananda gave up his life on 10th of January, 1915. And that day was Swami Vivekananda Tithi Puja, the birthday of Swami Vivekananda according to Hindu lunar calendar. So today's this subject is Uddhava Gita. Uddhava Gita, we are still continuing the Avadhuta and his 24 gurus. How Avadhuta learned the things from natural things like water, air, earth, like their things, and also from animals, and also from some human beings of different profession. And everywhere he had something he saw, and from them he learned some spiritual insights from their life, from their action. Some positive, some negative. Some are that teach us don't do this way, you'll suffer this way. Some this is so beautiful, like from air, how it purifies, akasa, how it everywhere it is all pervading, and from honeybee, or from the story of a pigeon, how because of attachment the whole family perished. So like that, he's going on finding something, but everyone teaches in the positive way or negative way. Say all the natural forces, the various sceneries, and also the animals, insects, and some professional beings. So last time we were reading about Makshika. It's a honeybee. Honeybee, what he learned from honeybee, that the verse said, um, Prithvi Vayur Akasham Apo Agnis Chandrama Ravi Kapoto Ajagara Sindhu Patango Madhukrit Gajaha. So Madhukrit means who collects honey. That is honeybee. From that, what he learned, that we one verse we read last time, one verse we'll begin today. सायंतनं स्वस्तं वा न संगृहीत वीक्षितं पाणिपात्रो दरामत्रो मक्षिकेव न संग्रही. Don't collect the things like a honeybee says to the monks, to the atheists, to those who renounce the world. That was the message that Avadhuta Brahmana is giving. Na sangrahi, maksikeva na sangrahi, don't collect that. So, how to live the life of a monastic should be? Life of monastic should be sayantanam swastanam va nasangrihinita viksitam. The alms that you collect in the sayantanam means in the evening. Don't collect for evening. Don't keep something for evening. Swastanam, for tomorrow, keep something for tomorrow. Don't do that. So totally depend on God. When you go to beg alms, have food there and finish there. Don't worry for next time. So that's what, don't worry for the morrow, as they say. God willing, He will provide. If He doesn't want to provide, be satisfied with the situation as you are kept by the will of God. One day you may not get food, other day you may get something like that. But don't collect the things, don't keep, don't store. because it will be like the honey bee. It collects lot of honey from different flowers. Whole time it works, and ultimately it is not used by the honey bees. It is taken away by the one who takes the hives away. So that's how it is said. Said, and what should be the thing? Where should they keep? For suppose everyone has some storeroom, a locker. They keep in the locker, store boxes. But what is the store and receiving organ, receptacle for the monk? It says pani patro adaram atro. Pani patra udaram atro. The only two things, receptacle and store for a monk: Pani, Patra, and Udara. Pani is the organ that will help in receiving the food. And where to store that? Only in the stomach. Whatever you can eat, put there. That alone is their storeroom. Nowhere else to store. That was the situation of the monks, mendicant monks, the friars who used to roam around and depend fully on the begging of food. Nothing worrying. So whatever God wills, people give, then they will have that. Carefree, totally free for the how will they give food. That one item is totally done. Householders have to worry. Householders have to feed their children, feed their family, feed their old parents, and also feed themselves. And also, not only that, householders worry to feed the monks and the beggars of the society which cannot produce, who are dependent on them. For them also, it is householder who worries. They say householders, this ashrama, grihastha ashrama, is very heavily loaded with responsibilities, and the ashrama that is meant for a great punya karma. On the grihastha ashrama depends all other four ashramas. They are the real producers. They are the one provide food, wealth for other three ashramas: brahmacharya, vanaprastha, and sannyasa. They don't produce, they don't work. Brahmacharya is the time of a human being when they study, fully given to study, living in the guru's place, gurukula, and total study of the things. That is the brahmacharya ashrama. Vanaprastha, the retired people. There was no pension system, there was no social security, nothing. So whatever they worked, they earned, they lived. And after that, mental of serving the one who are retired goes to the next generation. They will produce and they will look after not only after themselves, but for their parents who have retired. They need the medicine, they need food. It is their responsibility. And also sannyasis who have nothing, who have no relationship even. They do not have even the children to look after. They so who will feed them? So it is up for the sannyasin to take care of that. That no one is kept hungry. That is the dharma of sannyasi, as it is said in the beautiful uh, mm, doha by the Kabir Das. Sai itna dijiye, jame kutum samay. Lord, give me that much of wealth and food that my family is sustained well. The decent living. जामे कुटुम समाए मैं भी भूखा न रहूं साधु भी भूखा न जाए. It's so much you give me that I have no dearth of eating. I don't have to worry what to eat tomorrow, how to do the how to collect the medications or health things. So that much I want, just to keep the life going on decently. So I am taken care of, but that I means my family is taken care of, and also sadhu bhi bhukha na jaye. Not that everything finishes in for my own taking care only. I want to feed the monks and those who depend on the householders for their food. So sadhu bhi bhukha na jaye. That much I want, Lord. I don't want to be like millionaire. I don't want that. That much money and wealth or prosperity, that much you give. Says the Grihastha, that is the Grihastha's prayer. May be bhukha na rahu, sadhu bhi bhukha na jaye. May I not remain hungry, and may a monk, when he comes to beg food, may he not go away because I could not give him something. So I should be able to feed him also. So feeding oneself, one's family, and also taking care of the monks and the beggars, those who cannot produce. Was the grihastha dharma. That much grihastha needed. So here also, he says about the monk that he should not worry for food at all. So pani patro udaram atra. So only pani and pani patra. Pani, the hand, is the patra to get the food, and udara is the storeroom. That whatever you get, you eat and done. You don't store anything for future. That is the ideal of a monk who roam around the friars. That's what it says. And if anyone stores like the honeybee, then that is taken away by something else. So one side he says about not collecting too much of wealth, because if you collect too much of wealth, then you may not get it. It will be taken away by those who come and gather the honey, break the honey hive, and they take away whole collected honey. And other ways he says about the dharma of the monk. So both explanation is going on in one verse. Let us read today the verse number 12 on page 49 of the Uddhava Gita book by Swami Madhavananda. Verse 12 says, Sayantanam swastanam va na sangrinita bhikshuka makshika iva sangrinan sahatena vinashati. The mendicant should not store for the evening or the next day. One who does so is destroyed with his store like the bee. So it says, and naturally there should be no collection, no greed, no storing the thing, no thinking about the morrow. That is the main ideal of the monk, mendicant who roams around. Sayantanam for the evening, swastanam for tomorrow. Va na sangrinita vikshuka. Vikshuka, the sannyasi, the monk, should not collect the things for evening, because generally all this begging happens during daytime. Evening time, there is no begging. Evening time, there was no light, and people used to eat and sleep early. So all the begging, all the taking, going for begging alms was during daytime. Only one time they used to go, and so they should not worry for evening. So, and for tomorrow also, oh, tomorrow it may rain, so I may collect something and keep my in my hut. Don't do that, because when whoever has collected, it becomes the fate of the honeybee. Makshika iva sanghrinan sahatena vinashati. Not only that, honeybee, it collects and stores and it doesn't get the honey, is taken away by someone, honey collector, but it also dies with that, because the person who comes to take away the honey, he breaks the hive, and along with that, all honeybee die. So it is death. So store may lead to death. That's how he compares, and he sees from the honeybee the fate of their hard work and yet and their collection, storing for the time they need, but they are not. They do not get it. All is taken away for some human being. So some professional who collect the honey from the forest, they deprive the thing. So anyone who is greedy, accumulates the thing, will have similar fate. So don't go much on accumulating, and particularly the monks, Vikshuka, the message is you should not gather or collect the things. That's what she says. Now, this was about the honeybee. As the verse said, um, Patango Madhukrit Gaja. Madhukrit is honey. Who makes honey? Madhukrit. That is honeybee. Now Gajaha gives the example of elephant. Now elephant, as we know, they are very weak in the sense of touch. So here from this there is the message that you should have the control of your senses, Shama and Dama. So this Dhamma is supposed to be the control of the senses. All the senses should be controlled. And as in the Viveka Chudamani also it is said that there are one sense little powerful in animals, and that powerful sense destroys that animal. And whereas human being has all the five senses very powerful. If they don't control these five senses, they there will be sure destruction of the human being. So how much control of the senses we should have? So the example of gajaha or elephant is about they have the weakness for the sense of touch. So the verse goes, Padapi yuvatim bhikshur na sprished daravimapi sprisan kariva vadheta karinya anga sangata. The sannyasin should not touch even the wooden figure of a young woman. No, not with his feet even. If he does so, he would be caught, as is the elephant, through his attachment for the touch of the she elephant. So, in the Gospel also you read that in the Shastras it is said, says Sri Ramakrishna, that you should not even turn a wooden image if it is upside down. Don't turn it if it is a image of a woman. So, like that, the strict rules for the monks, it is said. And here says, don't touch even the wooden image of a woman. And because it is being said to man, not do not touch, do not even touch with feet. So be careful. All this is about making the spiritual practitioner, the aspirant, to be careful about controlling the self. And as human being, uh, senses when until they have come under control by the purification of mind and the senses, they are very powerful to distract one person from its even goal. And the example he gives of the elephant, how elephant such a big animal, and how by their weakness in the sense of touch they are all caught and bound. That's what here it is being said. Sprasan kariva baddheta karinya anga sangata. Because of their weakness in the touch of female elephant or she elephant, the he elephant or male elephant gets bound. They are trained that they tame it. How it is done? It is said that difference is that when elephant has to be caught by the people, what they do, they send one trained this domestic elephant, she elephant, and that elephant goes and with the touch of the elephant's trunk, that wild male elephant gets attracted to the sea elephant, and the sea elephant gradually brings him to the cage where it was already built by the people. And in that, it takes the elephant, the he elephant, not knowing anything, it goes in the cage and it is closed, and there it is caught. So the root cause of it, the wild free animal elephant being caught, is just the sense of touch, where it is the most weakness. Such a big powerful animal, such a wise animal is the elephant. Elephant is supposed to be a very wise animal. Everything is given, but one sense organ is weak, and because of the weakness of one sense organ, it gets caught and it gets bound, and it becomes a slave to the one owners of the elephant. So here also it says that people, the spiritual aspirants, should be very careful about mm, their association with the people of opposite gender. So it is said, because the thing is, saying this. Avadhuta is saying to Yadu, who is a man. But as Sri Ramakrishna used to say to the men, that be careful about your association with the women. Without your knowing even, you may be dragged. You don't know. You may lose your goal. So be careful about that. Very careful, and especially those who are really want spiritual upliftment. It is going against the current. All our system is made by Mahamaya to float to all the enjoyment of the senses, to become like worldly attraction by the world, charm of the world, and the greed and the enjoyment. All this thing is given to the human being, and the spiritual aspirant wants to go upward direction against the flow of the river. So abrita chakshu amritat tomichan. If you want the nectar of immortality, then you have to turn your eyes. Your eyes are all looking to this world, which is made by Mahamaya, very attractive, charming. And you find here is this joy, here is this enjoyment, all this thing you find, all is given there. So, how to be saved from, and everything is like a trap. We save the trap, everything like the trap. So, if you somehow go and touch it, you will be touched. That they say there are some insect eating animals, plants, and what they do, they look shiny and nice. And when the bee comes and sits to suck the honey there, it is not honey at all. It is some liquid it has, and that liquid is sticky in nature. It gets and caught in that stick, and slowly that very insect catching plant slowly turn upon that insect, and it food, then digestive juice comes, and that animal gets killed, that insect gets killed, and the whole its food, it is digested. And these plants, insect catching plants, insectivorous plants, they eat the stuff of that animal, that insect. So like that is the world. Actually, the whole world is insectivorous plants, and we are like the insect. And if we are not aware, we are caught in that. Then we are destroyed by this world, especially those who seek to achieve something higher, something greater, something don't want to flow with the flow of the world or worldly things, worldly enjoyment, and want to get the immortality. In many these stories, you'll find fairy tales. You'll find that there was a king, and he had something, and he wanted to be brave, and they found some snake coming at night, and many used to sleep, and snake was to kill. One prince went, and he said, no, something happens, everyone is dying. So he kept awake. He didn't sleep at night. He was alert. And he found the snakes coming. And then he killed the snakes, and he got the kingdom. Like that thing story goes. If we are alert, then only we can get what we want. We can get spiritual wisdom. Otherwise, our life is just is frittered away in the worldliness. And though we, by God's grace, we got Manushyattvam, Mumukshutvam, Mahapurush Samsraya, and but we don't reap the fruit of all the things, grace of God that we have. All the three graces of God. We are being human being. We also got what is the real joy, source of real joy, and we had a guide to do that. Still, because we were not alert, we were caught and destroyed and became bound. And finally, the death is there. Life is not very long. Till the wisdom comes, then, oh, what did I do? It things comes, and already it is late. It is already, you are gone. You could not have control over your senses. You could not turn your eyes from the enjoyment, and the destruction was there. Whole this wonderful human life remained unutilized, or for the spiritual seeker, misutilized. You could not use it for the proper purpose. That's what here it says. Be careful. And saying this about for a man aspirant, for the woman aspirant equally will be the man. You should be very careful about the men in the society. Don't touch the wooden image, even with the food. If it is made of a human being, so much of restraint that is at the extreme to the people who really want progress. Sri Rama, if you read Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, all such examples are there. Sri Ramakrishna always says, many people complain that why he doesn't like women, he hates women. Who don't understand? It's not about hating women. Sri Ramakrishna was the one who really respected women among so many prophets and incarnations. Sri Ramakrishna is the one who respected women so much. What he says here for the spiritual aspirant, until you have gained mastery over your senses and the mind, be careful about the opposite gender, because there is a weakness. Like the elephant have weakness, that weakness is equally present in the human mind also, because of samskaras, because of that is given. Mahamaya's trap is that. So be careful about that, otherwise fall is imminent. Oh, nothing will happen. Without your knowing, something wrong you will do. So that's why Padapi Yuvati Bhikshu Nasprished Dharavim. It's very poetically said, don't touch with even uh, with the food, the even the image of a woman. So that's what it says, and gives the example: Sprishan Kariva Badheta, like elephant is bound by the weakness of the touch, enjoyment of touch, by with the help of she elephant. That's how they are caught. So seeing this elephant's weakness, he warns and asks the spiritual aspirant to be alert from lust. So without that, there is a fall. That's what he says. From elephant, he learned this. So what I learned from 24 teachers who were there, one was the elephant having the weakness of touch, enjoying the touch. Let us see what it says in the next verse. Nadi gachet striyam pragya karhichin mrityumatmanah baladhikai sahanneta gajairannir gajo yatha. So another example he gives of the elephant, that when she elephant brings the elephant, and there might be other powerful elephant, and there is the fight between two elephants for that she elephant, and the powerful elephant kills, he's become dead, just attracted by the she elephant. That much is the power in our, when we have lust, we are attracted towards the enjoyment. So be careful about that. Powerful animal like elephant is killed just by the weakness of touch. So be careful, it is said, na adhigachet striyam pragya. So what the wise person will do? Na adhigachet striyam. Don't go towards where there is a chances of any attraction towards opposite gender. Be careful about that. To ask for yourself, are you enjoying the company of opposite gender? Men or women doesn't matter at all, for both. And if you find that it is the attraction of the gender, then na adhigache, don't go there, otherwise you will be caught. Karhichin mrityum atmanah, and that is like the death of the self. Mrityum atmanah, the person will be bound, will be destroyed, spiritually destroyed. The goal will go away. We know the story of Narada. Narada once said to Vishnu, Lord, what they call of this lust so powerful? I don't think anything is so powerful in the world that can distract a person from the path of spirituality. Always in the, I want to need to be called Maya is so powerful. Mama Maya Duratya, you also say in the Gita, Devi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratya. I don't think it is that powerful. I have not attracted anything. What is this Maya? What is this lust? You call so much of description all goes on. It's very powerful. Be careful. Be aware. So, but there's nothing. So I want to know how powerful it is. So then Vishnu said, "Okay, you will understand one day." So Vishnu or some say Krishna anyway. So Krishna then asked Narada, they were walking and said, Narada, I feel thirsty, can you bring water? So Narada goes, so sir, I'll go. They were walking on the river bank. They went to the village to just bring water for Krishna. He was so perfect, they would see. You see, realized soul, devotee of God, 24 hours, all the waking time, he will repeat God's name. Mind fully given to God. Nothing, always saved from God. Just wanted to see the power of Maya. What is the how powerful is the Maya? He goes, knocks at the door in the village, and then he finds there is a youthful lady comes. And seeing the lady, this Maya, you see how this worked, and he got trapped into the beauty of that lady. And then someone said, "Can you see the?" Oh, that was different. Sorry. Can you see the hand of a princess? That is different. So here he goes to, and he's got into that Narada, the Devarsi, the Rishi among the gods, such a great soul, uh, all pure. He also gets caught by this opposite gender. And then what he finds, then he asks them, and he falls in love with that lady and get married that to that, and have the children, makes a house on the bank and having nice time. Children playing here and there, and he is now growing and have a lot of property, land. Now he's like a zamindar. He has all the thing and enjoying the time. Good life, forgotten everything about what he had come. Who is he? Is Devarsi Narada forgotten? Narada forgotten, himself he forgot, all destroyed. Atmahana, all he has been dead to himself. The real Devarsi Narada is dead. Now this family man Narada comes after the destruction of Narada, just by the power of Maya, power of lust. And then all that is going on so well, beautiful place on the river bank. And one day at night, there comes a huge downpour of rain. It's the river a few days, and then river gets into spate, and then flood. The river spills over to the land. Flood comes, and everyone got carried. It was dead of night. And then he holds the hand of his children, two or three of them, and their wife, and somehow tries to swim in that the full river flowing very fast. And one after another, the current of river takes away one children after another. So all they are carried away, and he cannot see anything. He cannot see because it's dark. And somehow he held very tightly his wife, whom he liked. And after that, one huge wave comes in the river, whirlpool, and that wife also gets separated. Now everything in one moment is lost from the life of this Grihastha Narada, who is Grihastha. Now after that, one of the wave throws him to the bank, and he starts crying, all gone, life is gone, destroyed in one day's this thing. It was getting morning in the morning that he hears the voice. He was sobbing, crying for everything being lost, house lost, family lost, everything gone. Then he hears the voice of Krishna, Narada, did you bring water for me? Then he got up and remembered, oh, it is half an hour and I've got nothing. Then Narada remembers, oh, I had gone to fetch water and this whole so many years passed away and Sri Krishna is there and I forgot totally, was caught in the Maya. It was only half an hour past, not so many years of life. So that's how the Maya works. Devi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya. Very difficult to overcome. Even the Narada can be caught in that. So what about the human beings who are um, ordinary aspirants? So one has to be very careful by the power of Maya. And the Maya works through all the weaknesses that a person has. Like when in the body, wherever the weakest point, there the person is supposed to hit in the battle. When Duryodhana and Bhima were fighting the Gada with the mace, and he was beating Duryodhana, was being beat by Bhima, and his body was so strong and hard like iron. Wherever he hits, nothing happens to Duryodhana. So then, where is the weak point which will hurt Duryodhana? Then Krishna shows that hit on the thigh, which are not legal, but hit on the thigh, that was the weakest point. He hits on the thigh, thigh was the weak point of Duryodhana, it was not strong enough. So, and he falls to the ground. That's how this weak point people search when someone has to be slain, won over, conquered, and that's what the Mahamaya also does. She also looks for what is the weak point of this person. So all the five senses are made so powerful. They sometimes some people can conquer some senses, but some senses might be weak. There might be some weak point, and the weakest point they say, that most weak point than even the lust. What is the weakest point? They say is the tongue, the taste. That is the weakest point of human being. All the senses can be conquered. Conquering the sense of taste is at the end. And those who could conquer the sense of taste, they have conquered all the senses. Jitam rasam sarve jite. So that is what it is said. So here is about the conquering the the sense of touch. And he gives the example from elephant, how elephant bite because of this weakness in the sense of touch, huge wise animal got caught and made into a domestic animal, or gets in the fight and then gets killed. So the spiritual aspirant also may get destroyed. His whole spiritual journey may be destroyed if he or she is not alert in this matter. So that's what it is said. Let's go to this Nadi Gachet Sriyam Pragya Karhichin Mrityum Atmana Baladhikai Sahanneta Gajairannir Gajoyatha. One elephant will be killed by another powerful elephant. That's why the wise person should be always alert about the people of other gender. The wise man should never court the company of women as if it were death to him, for he would be killed by more powerful rivals, as is the elephant by the other rival elephant. Here, being killed by the rival means the senses will become weak and you will be destroyed for a spiritual person. So let's go to another next verse, verse number 15. न देयं नोपभोग्यं च लुब्धैर् यद् दुःख संचितं भुङ्क्ते तदपि तच्चान्यो मधुहे वार्थ विन्मधु. So what avaricious people hoard with pains and would neither give away nor enjoy. Another who knows his business seizes that again, another, and so on, as the honey gatherer collects honey. Here about those who collect honey. Madhuha. We come to the next verse. The first verse is finished. Gaja, it ends the Gaja. What was the next word? There are 24 cosmic, the 24 teachers, no? Prithvi, Vayu, Akasha, Apa, Agni, Chandrama, Ravi, Kapoto, Ajagara, Sindhu, Patango, Madhukrit, Gaja. This finished up to elephant. Next verse comes for other teachers. What are the other teachers? Madhuha, Harino, Meena, Pingala, Kuraror, Bhaka, Kumari, Sharakrit, Sarpa, Urnanavi, Supesakrit. In the next verse is about the rest of the teachers of this Avaduta. What are the next set of teachers? Um, um, is First is Madhuha, one who takes away the honey. Madhuha. Ha means Harankari, one who takes away, one who steals, one who does the collection of the honey, the human being of that profession. So what happens? He will collect the honey, those who so painstakingly collected by the honeybees, and he will take it away. Like that, storing little he said reference about the honeybee in the previous verse when he was talking about the honeybee. Now he's talking about the collector of honey. So as the collector of honey takes away the honey stored by the honeys for long, like that when you collect the things, someone will take away. And as the honeybee had collected and made honey from all the nectar they have collected from the plants, and before they could enjoy, all is taken away, all is stolen away. So similar is the people's fate when they just go on collecting. So they would, when they hoard the things, uh, with pains and would neither give away nor enjoy. So neither they can donate, share with others, nor they will enjoy themselves. They say once one person said, I have this pickle of the time of Akbar. My ancestors had justice. Akbar's times pickle you have after so many centuries away. Can I taste one? Oh no, no. If you do taste, how it will last? So nobody has ever tasted. We just keep it. Nobody had ever tasted that. So like that is the thing. What you don't spend at all, you don't share at all, just you go on collecting. And you don't enjoy also, you never had that. Neither you shared. And it remained and is taken away by something else. That is the thing of hoarding collecting, gathering, all becomes burden for you, and it is meant for someone else whom you never thought that will enjoy. You wanted to enjoy yourself, or at least your children. Even your children will not get it. Someone else will come and take it away. So that is the fate of hoarders. So he says, like I learned this from honey gatherer, because he collects honey like that. So collected thing, gathered thing, stored thing is the fate of that. So it can go from one person another. Even the thief they will take away. So if thief is also like the person who collected and wants to just gather and store there, and it will not be there, it will all be gone by another greater thief will come. Mm. So like that it happens when you gather the things. So neither give away, etc. Poet Bhartrihari aptly says that there are only three ways in which wealth can be spent. It must either be given away in charity, or utilized personally, or last alternative, fill the pockets of the robber. So it's Bhartrihari Niti Shatakam. He gives, our commentator gives, our Swami Madhavanand gives the example of what Bhartrihari says, the thing about when you collect the things and don't utilize for yourself, or you don't donate, you just keep it, then the collected thing will have three fates. Either you enjoy yourself, or you have money you enjoy, or you then share with others. And if you don't do that, then keep it for the robbers to steal away. So that is the fate of gathered things. So don't be much greedy to gather the things. So that's what it is said. So utilize the money that you earn. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, when you do only for yourself, only for your enjoyment, that is like eating the sin. In the cooking, the example given, Vunjate te tvagham papa e pachanti atma karanat. Only when we cook only for ourselves, not to share with others, not for the monks and the beggars to share, not for the neighbor, not for anyone. Only you cook for yourself, then you are not eating food, you are eating sin. That's what the words, strong words of the Bhagavad Gita. That is a selfish person who doesn't think about any one other person, doesn't know to share, doesn't get the joy of sharing. There is great joy in sharing the things, in giving something to other, in sharing the thing that you have. People in the villages in India, you see, they cook something, they make something, they will immediately send their children, go and give this to the neighboring house. Some fruit grows, and they will send the basket to other person in the neighbor. Like that, are offered to the god, to the deities. So like that, sharing is gives a greater joy. But if some person are so selfish just to store for themselves, so there it is meant for someone to steal. And not only that, this having lot of wealth is also a thing of lot of worries. Worry for life. Oh, it may be stolen. Always there is something. Oh, there are people. Or anywhere you hear the story of breaking of door or something, they say, oh, it may happen to me. All everywhere is that. So worry just comes that way. Then finally the old days comes. Now you have a lot of wealth. You never try to share it, distribute it. Now how to distribute that? Whom to give? Who will accept? So that is a big worry, and time for going is there already. Ghanti baj gayi. When now time is there, now call is already coming. Now worry, before I die, I have to disburse this money. So this huge work. So that thing happens if we have lot of money just gathering, storing. So earn, utilize. Keep something saving for the need of like when you grow a little old. But don't try to be just in the for the sake of name that he is a rich person. People don't know, even those who are very rich and miserly, even in their dress or in food, they have nothing they enjoy. Only they enjoy their bank balance. Only number increasing. How much is they will call, how much is the balance now? Receipt that they gave. Oh, now it is about 3 million. Now 4 million. That is only enjoyment. 4 million, 4.5 million. After some time, it will be 5 million. 5, 6, 8, whatever is there, just number increasing. But there is nothing going anywhere. Anywhere going is they're spending money that also they don't like, and no dress, no food, nothing. So there are misers like that. So they want to do the story of a very big miser. So there was miser, and his son didn't like that. My father is so miser, a lot of money, and he was so miserly that he would not use anything. So one day, what happened? He went somewhere. He was going walking. That time was the walking, and then he forgot to take something he had to take from home, and then he came back after a few hours and knocked the door, and son was opening the door, and he said, "Oh, don't open fully because it will wear out. This friction of door with the door seal, it will friction. Wear that, open that one that I can just enter. It has to last long." That much was his greed. No, nothing, not even opening the door fully because it will have friction, and this wear out will be there of the door. Then son became little upset. He said to father, he was said that it's so much of greed, even he doesn't want door to be opened fully. Then he said, Father, excuse me, you said that even the opening of door will make its life last less. So what about you? You forgot the thing. You went all the way there for 2 hours you walked, and 2 hours you walked back. What about the wearing away of your shoes? For nothing. What, we didn't think of that? Hmm? Shoes have weared out more. No, 2 hours going, you went there, okay. While coming, it was all useless. You didn't think that? Then father, keep quiet. Am I fool like you? When I returned, I put the shoes in my hand. And while going again, until that distance, it will be in my hand. I will not wear the shoes. From there again, I will wear. This is this. So like that, extreme greed, extreme miserly persons could be there. And what is their utilization? Nothing. So here it says, our Avadhuta gets knowledge from this. Hmm. सुदुःखोपार्जितै वित्तैराशासानां गृहाशिष मधुहेवाग्रतो भुङ्क्ते यतिर्वै गृहमेधिनाम्. It seems like what people have earned with all great pains, and it's the householders have done that. Grihashisha means who are the householders, honest householders, and madhuheva grato bhunkte, like the front of the honey is taken away. The honey wherever is there is taken away by the madhuha. Like that, the monks come and they get the first part of the cooked food. So as if monks take away forcibly, that's not that. He gives the example of Madhuha, who take away forcibly the food gathered by the honey bees, and gives the says that householder also earn money lot of with difficulty, a lot of pain, and they have to share the food to the monks who come to beg food. So this seems very, he gives the example that way. But what he wants to teach is how should householder honor the monks. So they should keep something. That's why in the tradition in the household is keep some food for the beggar or the monk that will come. Not that after we ate everything, if something remains, then we will give. If it doesn't remain, then it's fine. Not that. Keep beginning. Even before cooking, they will cook one feast of rice for the people who will come. And they will keep that separately for the people who will come. That was the thing. So here also it said to reminds that. So monks will get the first portion of the food that is cooked. So like that, honeybee gathers the first portion of the honey, the best of the honey that drips, it eats. So here, giving the example of honey gatherer, he also shows that how the householders should have respectfully keep the food for the monks, for those who come to beg. Like the honey gatherer, the sannyasin first partakes of the good things which householders, with a view to enjoy, collect through money earned with great pains. Here is not the sense that they are like the gatherers of honey, very painfully gathered the money by the householders. The monks go and say Viksham Dehi or Narayan Hari, and they get all the good food and go away. Not saying that. It is not the meaning of that. They get the food, giving the example of honey gatherer. He says The monks should be treated that way. They just ask you, they don't rob, like the honey gatherer robs of the honey. So that is how the monks should be treated. They should be given the first portion, keep out of respect, should donate. And all this giving the alms to the people who need, who do not really produce, beggars, needy people, or the monks, that sharing of that food gets, it is the swadharma of the grihastha dharma. Unless you share the food that you have done, you are not following the full grihastha dharma. That's your dharma. You are following the dharma, and merit of following your dharma well will fall on you. That you will get. You will be rich with your dharma, following the dharma, leading a dharmic life. So you should do that. So he says that way. So, but verse is difficult unless explained like that. A gatherer of honey takes away the portion of the honey. Like that, the monks come and the householders have to share or partake of that their own earning to to the monks. First partakes. The custom in India gives the sannyasin this privilege. So even without exertion, the subsistences of life may be had by simply thinking on the Lord. This is the idea. So here is that way, another way to explain. They don't work. They don't work hard. Thakur says, no, all the good things I get, the jilapi and all nice things, only because I repeat the God's name. That's why people love me so much and give me so much. Just what do I do? I repeat God's name. That is the thing. So sannyasin, because they are in the search of God, they lead a holy life. That's why they get respect from the society and householders. They respect so much that hard-earned money, they just provide a portion of that to the householders, because to the sannyasins, because sannyasin leads a life of worship, devotion, and detachment. Nothing to provide, totally dependent on God. So when one such person is taken care of, supported, so God becomes pleased with the householder who support people who do not have any other support, and that's how repeating the God's name, they can give, they can get the thing even without working hard, and it's good for both. The sannyasins get the things, sustenance for life from the householders, get the merit, they sustain their life by that, and then do the practice, do meditation whole night maybe, or do repeat God's name, or say something nice to the householders, supported by the householder. And what do householders get? They get the holy company. They get the opportunity and privilege to serve these holy people, and that they perform the garastha dharma well by that. So both are in win-win situation, and that's what he learned from Madhuha. Madhuha means one who gathers the honeybee, and that story he puts in the house, in the sannyasi and householder begging, the stealing of money, or if we don't say stealing in the human case, gathering of money. Then we say everything is stealing, like fish we catch from the water river, that is stealing, and the crop that we earth gives, it cut the crop, that is stealing. Then everything will be stealing. Similarly, getting the honey from hives, we don't say stealing, we say gathering. So that it's produced, it's something that do. So like that is gathering of honey by the gatherer. It compares with the householders and the relationship between the honey and the gatherer, with the householders and the sannyasin. One feeds, one accepts. Like that relationship, and he says both are at the win-win situation here, and gives the example Madhua, not as the who takes away the honey, but who, that example, taking away do it without doing anything. It doesn't produce honey, but it takes away the honey, gets the honey. Likewise, sannyasis don't cultivate land, don't grow fields, crop in the field, don't cook food, and yet get the cooked food, everything made ready. They don't have to even cook food. So that much is all done by others. So they also get the thing in that way, only because they lead a life of spiritual practice. The glory of spiritual practice is said. Now, with this, we close today's Uddhava Gita class. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ram Krishnarpanamastu. Jananim Saradam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Good night to everyone.